many, many, many people in my community that they are not looking forward to going back to their lives. Now, your lives, as you've known it, has definitely shifted, definitely changed, definitely evolved. And I'm going to give you some tools and techniques to get super clear so you can create now a life that you desire. So if you're just joining me, put in 10, 10, 10, 10 down below. Hi, Gwendolyn. So glad that you're here. And I'm going to give it a little time for people to join. So that before I get into the topic or the conversation, and as you're joining me, if you put 10 in, you're going to get an incredible gift from me, a really great tool technique that's going to help you to get super clear, super specific about what it is in your life you don't want to say yes to and what it is you do want to say yes to. So it's really important that you take a look at that. I'm just texting my team. Okay. So this is going to help you. This one tool. Oh, here everybody is. Okay, hold on a second. Hi. I'm so. I forget there's a delay. Oh my goodness, I forget there's a delay. So first, let me say hi to everybody. Let's really shut down everything. Give me your attention because we're going to have a really, really important conversation. So hi, everybody. Remember, if you're a Soul Star, part of Membership for Your Soul, make sure you put in hashtag Soul Star. So I know my Soul Stars that are here. I see Sandra Pelly. I see Sandy. And I'm Janet, another soul star. So I see a few of my soul stars on here already. Lily. Hi, Lily and Donna. Hi, Donna. So what I want to talk to you about is how many of you, tell me right now in the comments, how many of you are like, oh, when SIP gets lifted? I mean, granted, none of us want what's happening in the pandemic. So let's push that aside because so many people are afraid to ask for what they desire, what they need, or they're afraid to admit to the world, like, I'm really enjoying this time, this pause in my life. Like they're afraid to say that because they're afraid of offending someone or by saying that they're being careless and not acknowledging what some people are going through. We're not doing that. We're living in the truth of the moment of what we feel right now. And we're giving up living in fear and scarcity and lack. A lot of us are done with it. We're done with feeling put upon, right? A lot of you are getting the opportunity to be at home with your kids. And some of you, it's making you a little bit nuts because it's a lot of friggin' work. And some of you are noticing family time and watching your children grow. And you're recognizing, wait a second, I don't really like that life that I was doing. And this pause is allowing me to recognize that I want something else. I want something better. So it's okay to want something better. And none of us are saying we're not understanding that there's people out there that are really suffering through this experience. So let's put that aside. Let's be honest. Let's express ourselves and share our information and share how we really feel. But we're all acknowledging that our prayers in our heart go out to the people that are really being touched by this experience. You know, we're all being touched by it, but some people are definitely on the front lines. You know, we feel for them, or people who are losing loved ones for this, or people have lost their jobs or businesses that are folding. So we already are blessing them and saying, you know, prayers out to them. But for us, for those of us who are here who are like, wait a second, there's a moment here where I'm recognizing the life I was living is not okay anymore. And I'm committing to myself to not go back to that life. How many of you are with me there? Like how many? I asked a question and I asked people, what is the one thing you don't want to go back to? What is the one thing you don't want to go back to? And I'm going to share some stories and I'm going to give you some techniques and tools. And I really want to check in with you guys and try to coach you through this and help you through this right now so that you recognize that you have more control over the situation, over your own life, over the creation of your life than you may think. Okay. And I'm fine with any challenges that come my way with all of this. Can everyone hear me? Lisa says, can everyone else hear Marilyn? So can everybody hear me but Lisa? So tell Lisa if you can hear me or not. Hi, Carrie, Soul Stars. Hi, Kimberly, another Soul Star. Hi, Paula, Soul Star. All my Soul Stars are here. And Donna says, yes, I can hear Marilyn. Lisa, Donna can hear me. Okay. So right now, for those of you just joining, I have an incredible tool. This is like one of the best tools that my guides gave me. My guides give me a lot of tools and techniques, but there are a few that they have given me that have completely catapulted me into change, catapulted me into my life experience that I'm living today. So what I want to ask first, there's a couple of series of questions because I want to get you super clear. What is one thing that you don't want to go back to once SIP is lifted? So I'll give you an example for me. I'm done with running around like a chicken without a head. I'm just done with it. This pause has taught me I don't need to be doing a million frigging things to have value in my life or to feel valuable or to feel like I'm doing a lot. I'm done with it. I'll tell you something else I've given up. So most of you know I play tennis, at least my soul stars do, because that's where I learn a lot of my lessons. Not tennis lessons, life lessons on the tennis court. And one of the things about tennis is you have to be really good. And if you're not really good, people don't invite you to play. It's a lot of brings up a lot of childhood stuff. And so I'm always like, oh my goodness, if I don't play 4 times this week, and if I don't get a lesson, if I don't go to that clinic, if I don't do this, I'm not going to be good enough and people won't ask me. Fuck that, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with the crazy making that this does to me. I am done. I love the game of tennis and I love playing. If you don't want to play with me, go somewhere else. I don't give a shit anymore. I am not going to make myself nuts in this internal conflict of competition or feeling like I'm not doing enough. I am done in my life thinking I'm not doing enough because damn, I'm doing a lot. So those are some of the things that I'm giving up. What are some of the things that you want to give up? What are some of the things that if you gave them up, you would feel free? You would feel like you were living aligned with your soul. Because ultimately what all of this comes down to for me is getting you aligned with your soul. So you're living a life that really makes you jump out of bed in the morning excited to live. I've said this before and my soul stars know this. And I'm going to check in with you guys. They know there is not much in my life that is not a 7 to 10 on my list. And they know that. They know cleaning the litter box, I can't friggin' stand. I hate cleaning my house. I have a cleaning woman, but in between periods, I got to clean. I can't friggin' stand it. I hate cleaning. I don't like cooking anymore. Don't bother me with cooking. There's certain things I don't really like. But if I'm listening to a really cool podcast, I can get into cooking. It's okay. There's not much in my life that I don't like. I love most everything in my life. And I want to tell you a story about why this changed. But first, let's check into you guys and see what you're wanting to give up once SIP is listed. Because what I want to make all of us, can we all commit right now that we're going to live our best life yet when this gets lifted? Now, again, I'm not, even those on the front line, like the nurses and the doctors, and I really feel there's going to be an emotional support that they need after this. The sanitation workers, the UPS drivers, the post officers, the grocery workers. These are people that are busting their asses right now. But all of us can raise our hand and say, when we get through this, we can even start doing it now. I'm committed from this moment forward in every moment of my life to live my best life yet. Can everybody do that? Can we get the likes, the loves, the shares, the whatever I need to see, the yeses on here that we're committed? And do you believe you can live your best life yet? Do you believe that? Okay, so let me take some of your comments so we can get into a great conversation here. Let me help coach you. I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell you what's going on. You're putting in the number 10. You're writing in 10 because you're getting a really great free gift from me. It's a really great gift. And Texas hears you. I love that. Hey, Mary Lynn. So Mary Lynn, this is one of my favorite ones. She says, I'm there with you. I don't want to go back to working for someone else. Right now, I've been sort of forced into semi-retirement. So I know this story so well. And Mary Lynn, you're in Soul Finder Academy and you need to start doing the work in there because it's going to help you to do this. And it's going to help you to never go back to create another career, because this is what happened to me. And I'm going to tell you my story in a minute. All right, let's see who else says. Who else here? I want to get some more people. Sandra, I love how this has helped my husband to transition from the old life more fully into this one. We've been doing the past 10 years. So Sandra is in Membership for Your Soul. Sandra is a very magical shaman and a psychic and a medium. She does a lot of magical work. And she's been building her career, and now she's got these beautiful adventures that she's in a camper, and she's getting her husband's on board with her, and she's creating her life. So Sandra is definitely doing it, which is wonderful. Donna says, yes, Marilyn, to that. I want to get back to the little things that make me happy. I also want to stop doing so much and just start being and living. Yes, Donna, this is what I'm talking about. When the thing that you're going to get today, when you put in the number 10, this is a lesson from Soul Finder Academy, but it's a lesson that, so some of my soul stars know this, but they haven't seen this particular one yet because this is in SFA. We pulled it out of the archive. There's 2 videos. This is the thing that made me start, Donna, doing the things that were little and meant a lot to me, and not doing the bullshit crap anymore. Like, it really got me super clear and pushed me into my joy and pushed me into my happiness. This is a big one, Lonnie. I want to make my time mine. Don't give it away. Love this. I'm loving these because I'm going to address all of this. Great, Donna. Donna says I'm up for it. Let me try to get some more of these. Hold on, because I want to just get that. Kitty says, not going back to doing things the same way. Definitely. Therese, since the first day of furlough, I have been looking for at-home work as I am no longer going into an office. Life is too short. I'm dancing on that one. Now, here's the thing, Therese. So we're going to talk about belief systems, but we're not going to fully get into them. Do you believe that you can make that happen? Do you believe that you can make that happen? Okay. April says, love April's in Membership for Your Soul. This life adventurous is living each day to the fullest. I'm only doing the things that are 7 or above now. She knows a bit about this list. Get this one though, April, because it's different than the one you know. It's a more expanded version that I do in Soul Finder Academy. This has only been possible through all the work with you being not doing. I love it, April. Good for you. Thank you. Okay. Just write, no, you have to write in, honey. Lily, write in the number 10, but you already, no, you're not part of SFA, so you need this. Write in the number 10. So just write in the number 10. Don't put 10 in. Okay, great. Hi, Barbara, another soul star. I love this, Janet. And this is so important. I want to minimize the things I must do and live with the things I want to. So this all goes to belief systems. It all goes to, do you believe that you can have a life like this? So we've all been, Spirit, God, the universe, they pushed the pause button. The pause button has now been pushed on our life, and everything that we knew has now shifted. So the going to the grocery store, going to the movies, having dinner with friends, or many of you are recognizing, like me, wow, now I don't have to make excuses to not do that stuff. You know, I'm pretty good about that. I pretty much say no matter what, if I don't want to do something. But you're realizing I don't have to go hang out with Mary Jo and listen to her complain about her husband. I have an excuse not to hang out with Frankie and listen to his crap all day. Like the pause button has been pushed. And now you're starting to get insular and get inside yourself, and you're starting to recognize what you want. But what's really important is to get super duper clear about what it is that you want, and then see if your belief systems match up with it. Because what happens, the disconnect that happens, is that you may say, like Therese said, I'm not going back to a job. I'm done. I'm trying to find at-home work. But does she believe that she can find an at-home job that is going to give her the freedom that she wants, the money that she wants, and is going to be a job that she wants to do? So that's my question. This is another good one. Kimberly says, time to stop giving my power away and stepping into my gifts and owning them and getting my divorce done. So everybody, Lynn says, I'm giving up drama. This is great. Okay. So we all know what we want to give up. Now I want to tell you a story, and then we're going to go from on here. So years ago, when I was about 27, I think, I had to have a very, very, very big operation. So I was working for MTV Networks. I was, at that time, I was in charge of news and specials on the East and West Coast. So I had a very big job. And I was a production manager, like line producer person, my own office. And I had to have an operation that was going to put me out of commission for 2 months. So MTV was very good to me. So I can't but MTV owned my life. Like when I worked there, we worked day and night. but they were very good company to me. I really enjoyed working for them. And so same with NBC, Fox News, I hated. So when I was working for MTV, I had to take 2 months off to have this operation. And right before that, I was in acting classes and I was starting to discover my truth. I was starting to remember who I was. And I had this operation and I was living in a studio apartment in Manhattan, white walls. And for about 6 weeks of it, all I could do was lay on my back because I had a heel. And I started realizing my life was put on pause. I couldn't go out, couldn't do anything, couldn't do my job, couldn't go exercise. And I started realizing how unhappy I was in my present situation. And I made a commitment to myself in that moment to change my life for good. And I didn't know how I was going to do it. And here's the beauty of what the universe will do for us, what spirit will do for us when you believe. My belief systems definitely lined up. I knew that I just couldn't do it anymore. I was done. That's all I needed to know. I was completely done. And I was going to connect with divine energy and listen to inspiration and truly change my life. And I was done. I was like, okay, I'm going to be honest with myself. I don't want to work for production TV anymore. I wasn't sure at that time what I wanted to do, but it didn't matter. I just knew I was done. So lo and behold, I went back to MTV and I got an opportunity to work for Fox News. But what was so great about it is it gave me a huge boost in salary. So I went to work for Fox and I wasn't working around the clock like I was for MTV. So I was able to start pursuing my hobbies and I had the cash to do it because the universe presented an opportunity. I knew not going back to that life anymore, wasn't sure where I wanted to fully go, but I knew what I was done with. The universe presented an opportunity. So while I was working at Fox, I wasn't really happy there, but I was starting to do more acting classes. I was making great money. I moved to Soho. Like I loved it. I was having a really pretty good life, but I was also in a lot of therapy and working on myself. And then I decided while I was at Fox, I'm going to pursue acting. That's what I want to do. That was my dream since I was a kid. But I didn't know how I was going to do it because I had to make money and stuff. I wasn't even talking to my family at that time. And I just knew I had to open up to the universe. And I knew like I needed a little bit of a period of time to do it. So then NBC Olympics fell in my lap, made even more money. And I was there for like, I think a year and a half. I had a contract or a year, I can't remember, a year and a couple of months. And I even was working less until the Olympics happened because I was the senior profiles manager. I had people underneath me. And I wasn't like, I didn't have to travel. The guy who I hired, he traveled. So I was able to even pursue more. And I loved NBC. They were so good to me. Same with MTV. They're just so good to me. My bosses there. And I got more into my soul. I truly learned, that's over, 25 years ago or whatever. I truly learned that I didn't have to accept the life that was given to me, that I could have the life that I desired. And when my contract at NBC came up, a lot of you know this, I got the lead in an off-Broadway play. I didn't go back. That was it. I had money. I was okay. Everything was great. That's what I want to teach you now. So you've all been given the opportunity to pause now. It's up to you to commit to the life that you desire. It's up to you to commit to yourself. So let's see what some of you want to say. But this tool, the 10 tool, if you write in 10, you're going to get a great tool that's going to teach you what you need to start saying yes to in your life. Because the more you say yes, remember I said I didn't have a clear path, but I kept saying yes. Yes, it's time for me to do more extracurricular activities. Yes, I don't want to work around the clock anymore. Yes, I'm going to start pursuing, I'm going to just go to these acting classes. Yes, I'm going to stay in therapy and continue to work on myself. Those were my yeses. I wasn't focused on my no's. I was focused on what made my heart beat, what got me passionate. And then the universe was like, all right, we got her. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's give her this. And I'd be like, I had no idea. Solutions just started showing up. So that's what this 10 exercise is going to teach you. It's going to help you to align with your belief system. You need to start noticing what you want to say yes to and get rid of the no's. We're done with the no's. You may not know what to do with it. You may not know, how am I going to get out of that job? Or how am I going to stop living in this marriage? Or whatever the big no is. But if you focus on the yeses, more yeses come. And that's where shifts and changes happen. So I'm going to check in with you guys right now, but let me hear, instead of focusing on the no's in the comments, tell me the yeses in your life, which are the things. So it may be, I love walking my dog, and I love hiking, and I love cooking healthy meals. That might be your thing. I love organizing stuff. What are your yeses? Let's focus on that. And then you're going to create incredible change and evolution, and your life is going to open up. So so Ashley said, I'm stuck on what to do with my life as far as a career goes. I'm a healer. All I wanted when I was little was to be a mom, a wife, and take care of people and make them happy. All my jobs have been unfulfilling and burned me out. So you could see how Ashley could get trapped here, because Ashley is exhausted. Tell me if I'm wrong, Ashley, if you're still on. Matter of fact, guys, if you're still on and you need a little coaching or anything, also add that in. Ashley's exhausted. Ashley doesn't, she's always taking careers and jobs that she doesn't want to do, probably because she doesn't have a belief system that she could be a healer. She doesn't know what that looks like for her. So Ashley needs to go towards the yeses. What are the yeses in your life, Ashley, that you love? What are they? How many of those are in your day? How many of those are you living every single day? Okay. This is a big one I see. I want to give up putting myself last. Well, Kathy, just because you've trained the people around you to depend on you, you can now untrain them. And you know how you do it? By putting yourself first. I remember my mother doing this, because we were always first. And then when she started putting herself first a little bit with us, it was really interesting to witness as a child, to say, wow, she's finally putting herself first. She's finally having boundaries. And it's interesting, like for me as a child, I respected that more. So I think I teach this in Soul Finder Academy, how you start putting yourself first, because it's super important to do that. Don't know. So let me see what we have here as yeses. So we'll go back to Ashley. So Ashley, give me yeses. Give me some of your yeses that you already love. Give me some of your yeses. So Carrie's a soul star and been in my mastermind. She has a beautiful game that she created. So yes to sharing her game in fun ways. Don't have to worry about the results. Don't have to worry about the end results. We know that this is going to be successful, Carrie. I already know this with you. It's an incredible game. But if we get ahead of ourselves, then we get panic mode. Now it's just about getting it out. Just get the game out, because people need it now. People need it now. Yes to clear space in my home and office. Lonnie, it's time. Now's the time to do it. Because let me tell you something, guys. SIP is going to be lifted, and many of you are going to be like, what the fuck? I didn't really use that time to my benefit. Oh, shoot, it's now over. And I could have really used it a little bit better. I could have prepared. I could have created some things for myself. I could have gotten better. So that is really what's great for you, okay? Let's see who else here, and then wait, let me just see. So this is interesting, Christine, and I understand this. She says, as a cancer survivor, I feel stuck having to have a job. I don't like having crappy, expensive health insurance. So I don't understand your thing, but I know for myself, the one thing that it taught me at 26, 27 years old, when I had to have a big operation and I worked for a company, I was able to I think like 80% of that operation was paid for, or 90%. And I was also out of work for 2 months, but I was getting disability. Right. So I pay for my own insurance now. I take myself. I pay for my own things. This is a belief system based on a fear of something scary that happened to you. So what I would want to do with someone like you is, it would be too hard for me to sometimes breaking down the fear is not necessarily where we need to focus on. We need to create the opposite of that, which is the love and the trust. So for you, I would just say, instead of thinking that's your only solution, what is it that you really want to do? Let's get you dreaming. let's get you incorporating some of that into your life, because I've seen it over and over again in my own life and in my students' lives, that when we start focusing on what we desire, more of that comes in, and then solution comes in. We can't find solution when we're stuck in lack, scarcity, and problems. It's almost impossible. But we find solution when we focus on it. So I want to do some work with you guys, but I'm just going to see. See, Trudy, I love Trudy says reading. I love learning, walking in nature. And whenever, I don't know much about Trudy, I don't see Trudy's picture, so I don't know much about her. But I know that whenever I get students like this, and they're like, I don't know if this is Trudy's story, but they may be like, but I don't know how to make a living out of that. You don't need to know that right now. You need to just be committed to it. And you need to keep doing it. Because I have found time and time again, when I do what I love, everything comes into place. It makes sense. So that is what I want to say. So Kitty says, yes, I'm going to spend my time learning and being home for this year. Yes, going to paint, make earrings, going to walk with dogs, and being around spirit people who fill me up, which is great. So she's very much in her yeses. Okay. All right. So let's see right now. I love this. April says, as a child, I told my grandma that I was tired of being last, and it empowered me to stand up for myself and be seen. Okay. So yes to my artwork. Yes to more play. Great. And Mary Lynn, yes to enjoying this time I have to myself and moving forward and designing the life I want. And Aunise says, yes to my dancing and my students. Yes, playing with dogs. Yes to a relationship that'll only lift me up. Great. Okay. So for those of you just joining, put in 10. And trying to think the best way to support you right now. Okay. What I want everyone to do right now is write down, if you haven't done it already, because like Paula did, yes to painting, singing, animals. I want everybody to come up with 3 things that they love, love, love doing. We're going to do a quick visualization with those 3 things. So I want you to write down 3 things. So if you put the number 10 in, you're going to get a special gift from me. It's a free gift. Well, you have to give me your email. If you don't want to give me your email, you don't have to. I have people on some of my ads going, I'm not giving you my email. I'm like, fine. Then you don't get the gift. I don't care. How many people give your email and then they ignore the emails? Whatever. So if you want the free gift, put the 10 in. Okay. So right now, write down 3 things that you love doing right now while shelter in place is happening. 3 things that you love doing. So for me, I've been hiking every single night with my dogs. And I even got to hike in the morning when my shoulder went out yesterday. So it's annoying, but I've been doing yoga in the morning. You don't have to put your email here, Liz. Just put in the 10. But you have to write out the number. You can't put the number 10. You have to write out TEN, TEN. So those of you who wrote out the number 10, write out TEN, okay? TEN. So this is great. Sandra says, mountain biking, working with my tribe, living the way I am. Love that. Carol says, I want to continue my spiritual awakening and help others love. My divorce after 36 years of marriage is not defining me. Beautiful, 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 Carol. Lynn says, yes to watercoloring, painting, bird watching, and knitting. Did you hear my Brooklyn accent? Cheryl says, love teaching, praying, talking with my teenage daughters. Okay, great. So you all have the 3 things that so I want everybody to put them in: gardening, decorating, and learning. Wanda, okay, good. So we are going to do a little visualization with this. So we're going to take these things and we're going to create a belief system from it through a powerful envisioning exercise. Does everybody want to do that? Are you ready for that? Okay. All right. Close your eyes. And breathe into, there's a little light and it's got butterfly wings and it's inside of you. And you may see it in a certain chakra. You may see it in your feet. You may struggle seeing it. So you can point to it. Just bring your inner attention, your inner awareness to this little flickering light with butterfly wings. And as you breathe into this, this light gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And it goes outside of you. And it's almost like this bubble of light that is outside of you. And in this bubble of light are 3 of those things that you love, love, love to do. So you may start seeing the words. You may start seeing them actually appearing. And I want you to step into this bubble of light. And I want you to participate and really do those 3 things. And you may be like, I don't know how I'm going to be painting and walking the dog, and you can do it all. So you're spending time in this bubble of light right now, this energetic light. And you're doing the things, the 3 things that you love, love, love to do. And I'm going to do an activation with this. So I want you to really try and do this. And if you're struggling with seeing it, just stand in the knowing of it. The knowing, the knowing that you love these things. So I'm going to give you a few moments now to do that. How do you feel? On a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being really depleted, 10 being excited, how do you feel? And if you're still feeling low energy, I want you to just breathe in blue light, and you're just filling this area with this beautiful blue healing activation light that I am using right now. And as you bring in this blue light, this bubble is lifting. And it's lifting up, and you may still be in it. That's okay. Don't worry about it. And it's lifting above your house, so wherever you're sitting right now, and it's going through the ceiling, and it's lifting all the way up into the sky, and it's lifting into past the clouds, past the moon, past the sun. Now this bubble of light is hitting a bunch of dark energy, dark light. It's not dark energy, it's just dark because it's the universe. You're in the universe, you're in the vastness, the possibilities. And it's continuing to lift. And it's connecting now with divine source energy for you. And you don't need to see it. You don't even need to feel it. You just need to know it. So whatever belief systems, thank you, that need to be rewritten are being rewritten right now. And those belief systems that are being rewritten, so the ones that you'll be able to step out into this magical experience, they're activating in your body, in your physical experience, in your spiritual experience, in your psychological experience, your mental experience. And spirit knows, divine energy knows what belief systems need to be reactivated. And mainly what it is it's giving you freedom. It's giving you joy, passion, inspiration. Add in a couple of your own words. And just breathe that in. And now I want you to release that bubble into this vastness, to the universe, to divine. And as you're releasing it, you're coming out of it. You're separating from it. But you're not separating in a sense where you're separating from divine energy. What you're doing is releasing attachment to how it shows up. So it's almost like you're waving your hands in the air and you're just giving it to divine, to the infinite intelligence. And you're trusting that whatever needs to happen has already happened because you just agreed to it. You just agreed to something bigger and better and greater in your life. And it's not my dictation, it's yours. It's not what I'm saying, it's what you're deciding on a very deep soul aligned level. And you're coming back down, back into through the clouds, passing the sun and the moon, hovering above wherever you're sitting right now in the physical, and then coming down into your seat. down into your feet, your legs, your torso, and you're grounding your energy into your physical being. And before we fully come back, I want you to pick a number from 0 to 22. Just want you to pick a number. I have a secret. I always have a secret. And then say your name to yourself 3 times, calling your spirit fully back into your body. And then open your eyes and let me know what that experience was like for you. If you believe that something shifted in that short span of time, and what number you chose. And I see some numbers already. And then remember, if you write in the number 10, TEN, if you write that number in, you're going to get my free gift. So Sandra said, and at complete peace in connection with this. So Sandra, you know, like I said, she's a soul star. She's magical. She does the work. And so what I did is I had you pick a number that is associated with a major arcana card. And Sandra, so your card is the number 10, which is Wheel of Fortune. I had to look. I don't have these cards memorized as much as I teach tarot. I don't have these numbers memorized. So what you're going to do with these numbers is you are going to look. Oh, you picked 21, Sandra. Okay. Let's see what 21 is. Isn't that the World card? Yeah, it's the World card. So Sandra picked the World card. 0 is the Fool and 22 is the Fool. 21 is, so in tarot, 0 could be the Fool. I don't think I said 0 to 22, but 22 is the Fool. So what you're going to do in the next 3 days in order to keep this activation going, in order to telling spirit that you're ready to change and shift, because it all happens in consciousness. We talked about the SAS technique last week. If you didn't see my live from last week, I suggest you look at it. And we talked about consciousness. And consciousness now is you've now went out. Did everybody have an experience? Were you able to see the things that you love to do? And we've activated it. I activated it with light, with energy, with my own, whatever you want to call them, activation codes. I can't stand getting into that kind of conscious that mass languaging out there. I just can't stand it. But if you want to call it codes, I activated it for you. And now what you're doing is you're going to continue on that energetic path. You're going to continue working with it. And the way that you're going to work with it is bringing consciousness to the things that you love to do. You're focusing more on what you want to do, not on what you don't want to do during this moment of pause, during this moment where we're jumping dimensions and time is shifting. And then you're going to take that card number and you're going to meditate on that card for the next 3 days. So Renee picked 13, which is death. It's a great card. The death card is a great card because it means, Renee, wherever you are done with things in your life that aren't serving you. I know Renee's an SFA. She's in membership. I know Renee. And I know Renee is also very powerful in what she does, but there are things she wants to let go of. So Renee, this is just a reminder that you are done. So you want to focus on that card and say, what do I want to transform? It's not about what I want to die out of my life. What in my life do I want to transform into a powerful thing? If you remember that skeleton is yellow. He's cosmic energy. He's divine energy. He's moving in the right of the card, which is the future. He knows where he's going, and that's what's happening for you. Marlene said she could feel the power of the activation. Great. I'm glad. I don't usually do stuff like that, but I wanted to get something in there really quick because I want to see you guys creating change. So she said, I could feel the power of your activation very strongly. Lily says, my blue bubble turned into a light bulb I was in. The coils were in the letters of my 3 words, and I was hoping them holding them getting zapped. Then we floated up and the bulb turned over and screwed into the clouds and then shone down on me. Beautiful, Lily. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So for those of you just joining, remember, just put the number 10 in, write the number 10 in, don't put the number. I'm going to go through some of your things right now and answer some questions, any questions that you have. But if you write in the number 10, you're going to get a free gift from me. So just know that. So to summarize what's happening right now is you don't want to go into, when SIP gets lifted, there are certain things that all of you are very clear about that you do not want to go back to. But what I'm trying to do is get you to focus on where you want to go and create a belief system that you can have that. So I'm going to go back to Therese, who's still on here. She said she didn't want to go to her job anymore. She really wants to create work from home. So I would just put Therese in there molding that. What can you do from home? She said she's already looking. What kind of job can you do? Where can you look? And she's really focusing on that and getting her moving forward in that direction. So whatever number you got is associated with a major arcana card. And you're going to spend, don't write the number 10 because you won't get the gift. You have to write TEN if you want the gift. You have to write it out. Let me just tell Trisha real quick. Okay, I have to do something. If I don't do it, I'll forget. So then whatever number you ended up getting was the major arcana. For those of you who just joined, I did an activation that's going to help you to understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so now I want to support you. I'm going to support you for the next 10, 15 minutes. I'm going to answer any questions that you have, and I'm going to tap into whatever guidance you need. So with what I'm just saying, so we're going to summarize right now what's going on. One, you're going to get super clear about what it is you don't want to go back to. Number two, you're going to focus on what it is that you love, what it is that you love. So number one is I'm going to get super clear about what I don't want to go back to. Number two, I'm not going to focus on what I don't want to go back to. Instead, I'm going to focus on what I want to create more of, what I want to create more of. Three, you're going to play with my tool here, which is going to help you so much. So you'll play with that tool, the tool that I'm giving you with the number 10 that you write in. And then four, you are going to meditate on the things that you want to create. Now you can meditate on the tarot card that I gave you, but you're going to meditate on what you want to create. So every morning when you get up, you're going to focus on the things you want to create in your life. Every night before you go to sleep, you're going to focus on the things you want to create. You do this, you're going to see change in your life. You're going to see magical solutions come down the pike that will open up the doors to new opportunities. If you don't see that, it's because you have a belief system that is not lined up with where you want to go. So I see this all the time with people, you know, I want to have 50 clients in my business, but they don't believe they're worthy of their clients, so they struggle getting clients. Or I want to write a book, but they think they're too old to write the book, or there's so many books out there, so they have a belief system that's not lined up. So for me, in order to rewrite belief systems, I want to get you in the feeling of what it is you want to experience so that it's just happening. For me, I'm teaching you what I know, guys. Teaching you what the past 30 years of my life I'm taking all these techniques and tools and I'm teaching you because it's worked for me. It didn't work for me if I sat there. Now I analyze things, so I'm not saying I don't, but it didn't work for me if I just sat there and calculated it. And if I just looked at my life, when I looked at my life and I was like, man, this fucking life sucks. What happened? More shitty stuff happened. But when I did this exercise, and I'm sharing with you this 10 TEN exercise, when you get that, when I did this and other techniques and tools that my guides gave me, everything shifted. When I said to my guides, how do you get past a block? They said, you go around the block and you live your life, because whatever you need to learn that's causing that block, you're going to learn. So I'm going to go over the summarization again, but let me see where I can help you. So the summarization is one, you're going to decide what you're giving up. You're done with it. When SIP gets lifted, you're not doing it. You don't know how, maybe that job you're going back to, you're like, I'm not going to be in this job by December. I'm done. Whatever it is, you know what you're giving up. Number 2, you're going to focus on what you love, love, love to do. Number 3, you're going to get this 10 exercise that I'm giving you, and you're going to do it. Number 4, every morning and every night, you're going to focus on those things you love. You're just going to spend a little time visualizing it, being in the energy of it. And then number 5, you're just going to open up to synchronicity. You're just going to open up to the universe. You're just going to open up to solution. Okay. So let's see. Thank you. So anybody who doesn't know about the major arcana, and Donna, you're in membership, so you have Soulful Tarot. You should definitely go into that course and look up number 20. But you could just Google major arcana card and the number. And number 20 is judgment. So judgment is about where in your life, I feel for you, Donna, I'm reading this for you, where in your life you're judging certain situations or judging yourself or putting things into black and white categories. So for me, right away, I would say for you, you're doing a little bit of a balancing act with your life in terms of, it's almost like you're stepping between two things. This is what I want. This is what I can't have. It's like you're doing this balancing act and you're not really committing to the path that what you truly, truly, truly want to be on. So I'd like to know what you think about that, if that feels right to you. So Spirit is saying you need to get more into balance in your own heart and soul. So many of us are conditioned to think that until this shifts out here, nothing in here is going to change. But that's not true. Everything in my life changed when I changed in here. Once I changed this, all of this changed. I'm amazed that I'm going through SIP. And I was talking to my friends from New York on Friday, and they were like, yeah, but it's really bad here, Marilyn. And I was like, I get that. I get that. And I'm so sorry that New Yorkers are going through this. And then when I hung up the phone, I thought about 9/11 for me, how I was like a block away from the triage, and people that were living in other parts of the country, some of them weren't really compassionate to the experiences some of us New Yorkers are having. We were really there in the front lines. So I know everybody had an experience, but it was really traumatic. So I understand what they're going through. But I also understood in that moment, I made a decision to not live in that experience ever again. So it's interesting to me that during SIP, I chose a much more peaceful setting. Like there was something unconsciously in me that knew I needed to be in this particular setting in order to have a better experience. It's catching me right now emotionally because that is the magic of our internal guidance system. When we're conscious and we're doing what I'm asking you to do, and the internals are creating your life and you're trusting it, making decisions and choices from that place, not from out here, then your life experience shifts too. And in that moment, when I got off the phone with my friends from New York, who are truly struggling with what's going on in New York, and I don't blame them because it's hard, I recognized how much Spirit lined me up for this. That's my life. I walk to hiking trails every single night. I created this. So when my friend says to me, you're not having the experience we're having, I'm like, you're right, I'm not. Because my guides, they knew this was coming down the pike. And they knew, let's get her out of there. So that's this work. This work is so much deeper than you can even imagine. This work carries you to places you can't even imagine if you sit in the faith and the trust of it. But I can't give you everything. Like it's impossible for me to give you everything that I learned. A lot of my members know a lot of this stuff. And that's why you hear them like Eunice and April and Sandra. They're all like, yeah, we know, like we're living this because they're doing it. They're doing it. And I'm not saying, there's many resources out there for you guys to do it. I'm not saying I'm the end all and be all of everything. I would never say that. I think my program's pretty incredible. I do. So type in the number 10 if you're just joining us. Okay, so let me see if Donna answered about the judgment, and then I'm going to go to a couple more people. She didn't. So Donna, I wanted to know if that made sense for you, sweetie, if you're still on. And what I feel like Spirit is doing is getting you more into balance inside yourself. So if you're somebody who's struggling and who's out of balance, you want to ask yourself, what's creating the out of balance? What in my life creates out of balance? I know for me, being around crazy people, I'm not doing it. So once that trigger comes up, because I had enough inconsistency in my life growing up with parents and stuff, if I see a new friend acting that way, I'm fucking out of there. Your out of balance shit is not coming into my life. Now, that doesn't mean that my good friends, when they're struggling, I'm not on the phone with them, helping them, because I am, because I know that they're going to take the steps and do the work. But the person who's committed to the fear and the pain and the anger and yelling at me, I'm not doing. So you have to know what's causing the out of balance and then be in the balance. Cindy, I love this. Boom. Marilyn comes through exactly what I needed when I needed. Good, sweetie. Okay. So let's see if there's anybody else with some questions and how I can help you. Okay, I love this, Catherine. 0. So 0 is the Fool card, which I love. 0 to me that's my personality card. The Emperor's my soul card. Talk about like Fool and the Emperor, you know? No wonder why I'm like so my friends used to call me a paradox in college. So the Fool card's about taking naive risk. That's why I love the Fool card, because a lot of times when I take risks in my life, it's from this intuitive place. That's what I'm asking all of you to do. I really need to know after this, your biggest takeaway, if this helped, if it didn't help. Sometimes like I channel a lot, right? I don't know where they're going to take me in a meditation. And Catherine, I'm going to get to you in a second. If it doesn't help you, if it's too all over, but let me know. I'll organize my thoughts better. So 0 is about taking naive risks. What do you want to leave behind? Stop teaching. She doesn't want to teach anymore. Honesty, truth. This is great. This is where we want to start. Now that might be painful. That might be moments of grief. Oh my goodness, I went to school for this and I've been doing it for years. How am I going to walk away from it? I remember feeling like that in my television career. I freaking got an Emmy and I'm like, what am I doing? I worked so hard for this and now I don't want it. Focus on what you love, period. Wardrobe for film, TV, making art. Beautiful. There it is, Catherine. Now, she said use 10 tool gift. Love it. Love it. Perfect. Meditate on what you want to create. Everything will shift. Perfect. Because Catherine, going from school teaching to working in wardrobe and film and TV and making art, in your limited experience, you, for the most people, are not going to know how to do that. 2 different worlds. But when we take these brackets off and we get into this work that I'm offering up to all of you, and we start you just heard my story about they gave me this experience during SIP, not the Manhattan experience. And when you get into that and you listen to the inspiration, I taught SAS last week. I'll teach something about it next week again. It's that formula is fucking potent. But when you stay conscious with it and you stay with the inspiration and you visualize it and you say, I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to happen. Then spirit gets to do magic. Absolute magic. Love this, Catherine. Okay, let's see who else needs help here. 17. Maurice is a new soul star. Hi, Maurice. And 17 is this, you said, is the star card, which is probably correct. Again, I don't have them memorized. Great. So Maurice, this makes perfect sense for me with you. And I'm not going to get into your story and the conversations we've had privately, but you have this incredible light in front and inside you, which I've talked about to you. And if you guys heard my predictions for 2020, for those of you just joining, by the way, put in the number TEN, and that's going to get you my special gift. So Maurice, so in the beginning, my predictions this year, which we're changing now to channeled wisdoms, they talked about your own starlight, like lighting your star. So what I would have you do, Maurice, is focus on what's the starlight in front of you? What is the passion that lights that star? Where do you feel like that star is leading you? Where does that star live inside your body? And you can answer this in membership, by the way, and I can help you more. Is that star inside your heart? Communicate with that star. If you go to the dream class, Maurice, in membership, you're going to learn how to do active imagination. I would have you do an active imagination with that star. Get into a conversation with it. I think I teach it in the tarot class too, but I'm not sure. Just get in there. Where is the star? Where is it wanting to come out? The star is very much, she's got her foot in water. So it's about unconscious, bringing the unconscious to the conscious. And that's what you talk about waking up. It's about bringing our unconscious to the conscious. It's about really connecting there. It's about, you want to talk about true waking up. That's what true waking up is. So that's what I feel like the star is for you, which is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay. Marlene, card number 11. So card number 11 is strength. It's interesting. They say strength or justice, but let me pull up the strength card. just want to make sure. Like I said, I don't have them memorized. No, it's not strength. It's justice then. I didn't know I was going to do this. Otherwise, I would have been more prepared. It's justice. Okay. Yeah, it's justice. So it's a little about what I said before, and this is about bringing balance into your life and not doing things for you, Marlene. What I feel like it is, it's about doing things you don't want to no longer be doing, not putting yourself first, taking care of others over yourself. You're taking a back seat in your life, it feels like to me. You need to be front and center, and you need to balance out the activity. So if you're spending a whole day doing housework, you need to make sure that you're doing something special for yourself at night. So that's what it feels like to me. It feels like, where are you? What I'm hearing is, where are you in the equation? Where are you in the equation of your life? How can you possibly see or be the solution if you're not even putting yourself in the equation of your life? So many people, especially healers, are so used to taking care of everybody else that Spirit's telling me now, if they're not even in the equation, how could they possibly be in the solution? They've got to start putting themselves in the equation. And how they do that is by telling themselves what it is they love to do. That's why this 10 exercise that I'm giving you, this 10, is going to be really helpful, because it's going to remind you what you really like to do. It's going to help you to bring more joy. And then when you become part of the equation, you then become part of the solution. So I hope that that helps you. Okay. So Donna said, yes, Marilyn, that makes a lot of sense. Time for me to dig deeper into this. Let go of the stuff no longer serve me. Let go of fear and take the leap. Good, Donna. Great, great, great. Okay, let's see what else we've got. So just remember, those of you just joining, I realize I have a lot of people watching. And I got to tell you, I got to be a little more like succinct, because they just like take me on rides. But I like what they're saying. I like what's coming through. All right, hold on. So Marie says, I feel as though I'm going around in circles where I'm meant to be spiritually. My number was 3. So by the way, guys, I'm only going to pick a couple of these. So I may not get to you, but what we do in Membership for Your Soul, I do reading calls with them, group reading calls. I'm on those calls usually for like 2.5 hours. But I have all my members focus on a question, and then I have them write down whatever hits them when I'm reading someone, just in case their question doesn't get picked. And 9 times out of 10, 98% of the times, I'm going to say it's a very high percentage, people say to me, oh my goodness, my question got answered. Because it's a group, we're in a group now. So whatever I say to Marie, there's something may resonate for you. So don't say I'm waiting just for me. Don't allow that solution in. So she says, I feel like I'm going around in circles where I'm meant to be spiritually. My number was 3. This makes sense about getting a different belief system. So in case I get missed, I'll write 10 once again. Thank you. Okay, so Marie, you didn't really ask a question, but I'm going to tell you something. So Marie, like I said, I did not know I was going to do Major Arcana cards. I never know what I'm going to do. And this may drive some people nuts, but there's not much I can do about that. It's how my guides work. It's how I work with them, and I enjoy it. So number 3 is the Empress card. I love the Empress card. The Empress card is about giving birth to new ideas. It makes perfect sense for SIP right now. Many of us are in this creative garden that we've created. It's our house, our home. Hopefully, some people are in home situations that are not very happy right now, right? But so whatever it is that I feel like for you, Marie, and anybody else who got a number 3, which is the Empress card, what are you going to give birth to? You've been in this gestation period. You've been in this place of planting seeds. Whenever I point to my ear, they're talking directly to me. You've been in this place of planting seeds. You need to really nurture it. You need to stop getting into disappointment, or it hasn't worked out before. Why won't it work out now? And instead, you really need to nurture the seed that you're planted. And so what Spirit's saying to me, a lot of times they don't know what seeds they need to plant. That's why this 10 exercise is going to be so good for you, all of you, because you're going to plant the seeds of the 7 to 10s. You plant those 7 to 10s every single day, and you water them, and you nurture them, and all of a sudden they're going to grow, and you're going to give birth to what it is you're meant to give birth to based on your truth, your alignment of your soul, and not on your mother's, father's, peers, or the neighbor down the street. So this is going to be really, really beneficial for you. So that's what I say number 3 is. Okay, I'm going to take one. Great. Chris Catherine said, love what is coming through. Thank you for the confirmation. I came in from the studio just you started. Guess I was called back in. So meaningful. Good, good, good. This is, so Alex says, this is interesting, Alex. Hi, Alex. Hopefully you're still on. These things keep turning up for me. Wolves for my twin girls, Moon and Mermaids. They like reenacting Elsia and Anna. You know, I wouldn't know what this is. Okay, I don't have kids. Anya doll videos. Why Wolves and Moons? The number 18 went there too, which is friggin' great. Because if you look at the Moon card, it's got a coyote and a dog, or it could be a wolf, and, you know, whatever you want to say. And the Moon card is very much about coming out of unconsciousness and coming into consciousness and consciously walking the path that you desire to walk. Not walking the path that's been dictated to you or given to you. It's the path that you desire. But many times in the Moon card, when I play a game in the Moon card, I haven't played in a while, I'll play with you guys in membership. Where are you in the Moon card? Are you the crayfish? Are you the coyote? Are you the pillars? So you have to look at that card, Alex, and ask yourself, where are you in that card? And that's going to let you know where you are in your own conscious journey. So I feel like this is happening with your own girls, because your little girls, as they always do, are teaching you something about your own creativity, something that you've forgotten, something that you've been wanting to do, that you now have to give birth to again. And some of what it is your own magic, your own spirituality, your own how you see the world that you want to pass down to them. The imagination. The imagination is everything. We were told to stop. You have that imaginary friend. It's not true. You're seeing things. It's not true. Dreams are coming true. It's not true. Whatever it is, everything is in our imagination. Creativity. Our souls are creative. Our guides, divine energy, whatever you believe in. So I feel like what's happening for you right now through your little girls is you are being woken up to your imagination, your creativity, and Spirit's asking you to get back into that consciousness of it and doing it. Many times we're providing for a family, or we're paying mortgage, or we're doing this, we're doing that. And we're like, but I don't have time for creativity. Yet, no, you have to make time for creativity. So that's what I feel like is going to you. Now, the coyote, because it feels more to me like there's a coyote in that card. That's the Fool card also, because the coyote is the trickster. So that's what I would suggest to you. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. Great. So what I'm going to ask you right now, I love this. Regardless of whose question gets answered, 95% of Marilyn's membership calls resonates with what you need. Then later, even listening your latest facts. Thank you, sweetie. Thanks, Cindy. Marie said, thank you so much. Going to get myself ready for birthing. Take care, beautiful soul. Great. So thank you. Alex said, thank you. Good. So listen back to this and see if that helps. And then type in the number 10 and you're going to get that free gift. Now, let me just summarize what you're, I have to take this one, Trudy. So Trudy got the number 21, which is the World card, which is usually in terms of tarot, you now have everything you need. You've now gone through a big journey. It doesn't mean we don't go back in cycles, because everything in life is cycles. But when we're in the 21 point, where we've got all the tools, we've got all the techniques, we've done the work on ourselves. And she says, I still love working with kids at school. And now I'm learning to become a holistic health coach, which is great. Because Trudy, you don't know that maybe you're going to become a holistic health coach for kids. You have no idea how these things are going to get married together. And when we limit ourselves, we limit our life. So you don't want to do that. So this is really great, Trudy. You're not doing it. You're doing great. You're like, I still love this and I'm doing this, which is really good. So don't put the number 10 in. Remember to type in the number 10, 10EN, 10EN. And yeah, I recommend the Rider-Waite deck just to learn on. Okay, so let's summarize again. What are we going to do? One, you're going to get clear about what you don't want to go back to. Spend a little time tonight journaling about it. I don't want to go back to such and such. So spend a little time doing that. What you don't want to go back to. Then number 2, you're going to focus on what it is you do want to do. Those 3 things that we did in the activation. What are the things that you want to do? What you don't know how they're going to make a living. You don't care. The 3 things you're going to do that you want to make, that you enjoy doing. 3, you're going to put in number 10. You're going to go to my thing and you're going to do it. You're going to do that exercise. That's number 3. Number 4, you're going to spend morning and night visualizing the 7 to 10s that you're going to learn on this list. And by the way, members, this is a different one than you guys have had. It's more succinct and it's more elaborated. So membership for your soul peeps, get this, because you're going to get 2 great videos on this. So you're going to spend time on your 7 to 10s. You'll find out what that is when you go into that. And number 5 is you're going to believe in something greater, some other solution. And then I'll give you number 6. I'll see you next week, same time, same chat channel, next Tuesday, 3 p.m. Pacific time. We will be back here discussing another topic because I want to continue to see this growth. All right, guys, thank you so much. And the activation, I'll put it in the post. I don't remember where I did it, but you can go back and do that and do it again. All right. Much love to all of you. Let me know your biggest takeaway. And if you like this, share this with your friends. That would be great. Thank you so much. Bye.